Connects. I'm Kelly Gorel with Hampton City Schools. We have two very special guests with us today that we are spotlighting from Kecoughtan High School. Our valedictorian, Mia Wright, as well as our salutatorian, Alan Liu. So welcome to HCS Connects for Hampton City Schools, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Well, graduation is coming upon us very quickly, right?
Yes.
Are we prepared?
Yes. Collectively, we'll say yes.
Collectively, you'll say yes? Because the vowels and sals, they do a little bit of a speech during graduation, correct?
Yes.
So are we ready with our speeches, or are we still like thinking about what we're going to say?
I got about half of mine done, I would say. What about you?
I got about like maybe a quarter.
Maybe a quarter?
Just maybe.
Yeah.
But you still have time.
I do still have time. Next week,
about a
Tuesday.
month.
And obviously being Val and Sal, you know how to prioritize your time and how to get the job done when that hard deadline's there, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I hope I do, yeah.
Yeah, you hope you do?
I do hope.
So let's talk a little bit about the both of you, because this is really here to spotlight you and your accomplishments as number 1 and 2 in your class, which is fantastic. So let's start with you as far as tell us a little bit about yourself. Have you been with a Hamptonian your whole life, or did you come to Hampton later on?
So I was actually born in Manhattan, and since my parents were immigrants who came here, so they realized that like they can like support me when I first was born. So I went to live with my grandmother in China for 5 years.
Wow.
So after I finally got back to the States, it was like a new experience living with a new family, because like I knew like they were my biological parents, but like I had never lived with them before, and I had a brother that I didn't even know about, so that was whack.
Oh my gosh, that's such an interesting
So,
story.
yeah. Anyway, I live with them, but I started school in like the Americas, in Fairfax County, where my uncle was, because like my whole family was together. But then my dad decided to move down here, so I guess I went to like Langley before for the English as a second language program, because I didn't know any English. And but then I've been in Berry Peak and then Spratley the whole middle school life, and then have been at Kecoughtan since.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah, I guess kind of maybe.
No, it's absolutely, that's excellent. And then to me, really, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, it was a lot.
For your life,
It was a lot of moving.
And you're, the second in your class. I mean, wow.
Yeah, that's shocking actually, because I started as 33.
Yes, he did.
I did start as 33.
And worked your way up.
Yep.
All right, so Mia, what about you?
My parents were stationed in the Army. They were in Italy, so I was born in Italy. And then I lived in Florida I lived in Florida through the 3rd grade, and then we moved to Virginia. So I've been in Virginia since 4th grade. And I went to Phoenix first, and then I went to Spratley, and now we're at Kecoughtan, and then we both go to governor's school as well.
I want to live vicariously through the both of you. A, you're smart and you've had such life experiences already. That is fantastic. So we know you've got good grades. I mean, that's evident as far as being 1 and 2 in your class. But I also know that your resumes are both pretty hefty as far as the other things that you do. You mentioned governor's school. So Mia, tell us a little bit about all the other extracurricular activities you've had, or recognitions, awards.
I am a dancer, and I've been a dancer since I was 4 years old. And unfortunately, this last Monday, I dislocated my knee in class, so this season for me is over. But I do tap, jazz, ballet, point, hip hop, and this year I was an assistant teacher for 3 and 4-year-olds for a ballet and tap class every Tuesday night, and it was so much
Kind of like
fun.
herding cats, right?
It really is. We had 5 little ones that wanted to do their own thing every time we came into class, but it was a wonderful experience. And then I'm also in as many honor societies as I can in school. We're both on the Scholastic team at school, so we competed and we got to districts this year.
Yeah, districts,
Regionals?
but undefeated main season. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
through the main season we were undefeated, and then we got defeated. We got defeated pretty quickly, but it was a good year.
yeah, it was a good year.
Yeah, and
So
I am
dance,
also,
all that, the honor society, Scholastic Bowl, what else?
I am part of my youth group at church, and he is too. Like, we do a lot of things together.
Yeah, it just drags me in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you all been friends for?
Since middle school, but like we've really been friends
Since
probably.
like last year.
Yeah, governor's school. We've had
We got
every single
tight
class
last
together since then.
Yeah, pretty much.
A little bit of competition ever?
No, he
I'm
helps.
too
He
lazy.
helps me all the time.
I'm too lazy to compete. I'm not
Really?
gonna lie.
I don't think you're lazy. I mean, you've gone from 33 to 2.
Yeah.
I don't think you're
That was
lazy.
life was like natural evolution.
he helped me with math. I helped him with physics.
Yeah,
So,
that
and then
sounds right.
this year he helped me a lot more.
Very cool.
It got a lot harder.
She's been out half the year, so.
Yeah. I was
So tell me all your activities and accolades.
So I'm at my family's like restaurant a lot, like helping them just like work
Okay.
out there. So I like that actually takes like the majority of my time. So like other times like I'm like Mia said, I'm on the scholastic team and
Governor School.
governor school. That takes about a lot of time too, not gonna lie. And I do like this past summer I was actually at a summer camp, a STEM summer camp for like children from like 3rd to 8th grade. So I was part of like the math cryptography strand, and basically like I didn't know what that was when I walked in, but I figured out that I was like, you can just build a bunch of escape rooms for the kids to enjoy. So I just did that the entire summer. It was
That's so
actually
much fun.
It was so fun actually.
Well, in the Governor School, usually you all have projects your senior years, correct?
Yes.
So what has been your project, Alan?
Well, if we want to talk about ICAT, the most recent project, our project was so it's like the glass harmonica, which is like, you know when you play like a wine glass with your fingers, like it makes water. It, like if there's water in it, it can make a sound. That's due from resonance with the water. So we made like 6 wine glasses, and we had like arms that had rubber band wheels that would play music. Like we had a program that like automated the entire thing. So that was our thing. But we had another idea. It was like to be able to change the water level during a song while I was playing.
Oh,
so
wow.
we could like play with less like wine glasses, but the siphon broke like the night before. So.
Yeah, we all drove to Virginia
Virginia
Tech
Tech.
to compete, and so they were in their room at the hotel trying to
Fix
put
the
it all
thing last
together
night, yeah.
the night before.
Oh no.
Yeah, but my group for ICAT, I did. We wanted to mimic synesthesia, which is when one sense, I guess, is activated, a second one is involuntarily. So we wanted to mimic listening to music and listening to music and seeing color. And so we did a computer program. We wanted to get to virtual reality, but that was a little beyond our skill level because we were in the engineering strand, not the computer science strand at Governor School. So I knew more computer programming in my group, so I took on the challenge of programming. So when we had Mary Had a Little Lamb, Here Comes the Sun, and another song that our team captain actually composed herself because she's in band. It was a lot of fun, actually, and we won first place, I think?
They did win
Yeah,
first place.
first place. I had to leave early to get to dance that day, so.
Still contributed.
Yes, we photoshopped me in later to the team picture.
There you go. That works. Photoshop, you can do anything pretty much.
Yes, it was bad Photoshop, but I was in there.
Well, so you've had a lot on your resumes, I mean, through your high school career, even this year, and now college, I'm assuming, for the both of you going
Yes.
forward. So what were some of the schools that you were accepted to?
The ones that were like really hard to choose between, I had Duke University, Johns Hopkins, Harvard, MIT, and Yale.
So where are you going in the fall?
Harvard.
Wow.
For biomedical.
Harvard's Harvard.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my goodness. But what really made you choose Harvard?
I liked that. So for me, it was between MIT and Harvard, and so it's Cambridge either way in Massachusetts. But I liked how Harvard was not as technical as MIT was like all the time, and they had more dance groups. They had more extracurricular groups that I was interested in. I knew I couldn't lose myself in my academics because I've done that in the past, and it wasn't very fun. So I wanted to make sure I was well-rounded while in college.
That good balance even
Yes.
still through college. So have you stocked up as far as a really warm winter coat?
We're gonna get there eventually, but it's gonna be
get there sooner
cold.
than you realize.
Yes.
Cold.
Cambridge is cold. I visited in April. They did a fly-in program for MIT, and then they did one for Harvard. And it was like 40 degrees in April. I was very surprised.
Might have been 40 degrees today.
Yes.
So Alan, how about you?
So as for me, I only got into tech and UVA in the end, but it was like a bunch of other waitlists from like other like top dogs, I guess. But those don't even matter because I have decided to commit to UVA.
Excellent.
Yes.
So Cavalier
Yes, I will be a Cavalier.
up in Charlottesville. I love Charlottesville. That's one of my favorite
is
cities.
beautiful, and we already know there's like boba everywhere, so boba tea is the way to
Boba
go.
tea.
Yes.
He's obsessed.
So as you're getting ready to leave Kecoughtan, the home of the Warriors, do you have any teachers that you'd like to give just a special thank you to or shout out before you depart?
You want to go first?
I want to thank a Scholastic Bowl coach, Mr. Liebram, because like he's always been there. Like we're just struggling through practice, and he just laughs with us. But yeah, he's just
An inspiration.
he's just like a great friend, to be honest.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's excellent.
he's great. And I also want to thank Mr. Mingy this year, our supreme faceless leader.
Yeah.
But yes, he's just, I'm just gonna say he's a great teacher, and he's like also our Rho Kappa sponsor, which is like the honor side I'm actually like most active in. Like I'm VP, she's president, and
Of course.
yeah, of course, yes.
He
Wanted
told me to run for president because he wanted to be vice president.
yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Mingy is our government teacher this year, and it's been amazing. I've actually learned so much about government. I didn't know enough before. For me, Mrs. Lang was my like all-time. Mrs. and Mr. Lang were our math teachers, and I had Mrs. Lang for calculus. I was the only sophomore in my class, and she was just amazing. And I had Mrs. Howard as my French teacher for freshman, sophomore, and junior year.
Oh, wow.
Because I went French 3, 4, and 5, and every year was better than the last. And she let us do projects our own way, so we did videos, PowerPoints, books, and things like that. So I had a great experience. And Mr. Bishop was my history teacher last year, and I was so sad that the year was over because I knew I wouldn't have him as a teacher anymore. And he was just so excited to teach what he was teaching, and so it made us all excited too.
That's truly, to have those key teachers in there really makes the difference. So as you're getting ready to leave, what kind of words would you leave behind for your underclassmen as far as some inspirational words or advice? Besides,
you can go-
don't
you
wait
can go
until the
first on
last
this one.
minute to
You can
write
go
your
first on
speech
this
for
one.
graduation.
We're almost there. I feel
Yeah.
like since we started early, we can say like we didn't wait, but
Yeah,
we did.
did.
My advice would be to take the classes you're interested in and not classes that you think would like, oh, that would boost my GPA, and then you end up not liking it. And really stay true to yourself, because there's been a lot of people that have told me, you should do this, you should do that, you should do all these things because
You
of
should go
the
to MIT.
yeah, because of all like the test scores or like the number above my head. That's my GPA. My mom always told me to, you're more than your GPA, you're more than your test scores, you're a person, and you're a really good and awesome person. So I was like, thank you, Mom. But definitely stay true to who you are, because high school is a difficult time, but you can get through it. And if you find some good friends, make sure you keep them, because this guy's pretty great. Yeah.
She's better, but okay.
I was going to say, definitely going to keep in touch, even
Yes.
though one's in Massachusetts and one's in Virginia.
Yeah, every weekend, come down to UVA.
Come down to UVA. That's a little bit of a hike, just to come down to UVA for a
Easy
weekend. Easy hike. They have a lot of hiking right there in
They
the
do have a
Shenandoah
lot of hiking.
Mountains. There you go.
I am going on a hiking trip with a friend from July 9th to July 12th. UVA paid for it, so full free hiking trip.
Wow.
Yeah, they've
Very
been doing
cool.
the most.
Yeah.
I'm a big hiker, so that's very cool.
I've never hiked before, so it's 3 to 8 miles. Catch me wheezing and puking maybe at the end.
And you may not have a whole lot of cell phone reception,
Yeah.
so you may not have your friend to give you some advice, so you might want to get it beforehand.
Yep.
But what about some advice for your underclassmen? What would you say?
As for advice, underclassmen, I just want to say like, just, I guess some basic advice, but like it really actually works. Just find yourself a great friend group, because as for me, there's no way I would have gotten through like high school, especially like junior and senior year, without like just having like the people around me, because governor school without having a friend group is rough. Let me just say that. It is so hard.
But you know what?
there
Life
are
can be
not
rough
people.
without having that friend group
That too.
So that's a good lesson to learn in high school to take through college and even as you adult, because
Yeah,
having
just
that
have people
support.
that like you can like vent to and rant to in case you have to like talk to them, anything. Yeah, it's just great to have people around you, because then you know like you're not alone even when you feel alone.
We have a group chat. We've had one for like 4 years now.
Yeah.
And like we'll wake up and we know when we have 200 messages, something happened, and so we always read through them and make sure everything's
It's always
okay.
like talking about cars though. So.
Yeah.
I have a high schooler. He is only in finishing up ninth grade, and he's part of a good friend group that has a
Yeah.
group chat that as soon as you wake him up in the morning, it's the first thing he does is look at his phone, and he's scrolling through Snapchat to see what's going on. And I'm like, you've only been asleep for about 7 hours, buddy. Like, you can't be that much
7
going
hours
on.
is a
I want
lot.
7 hours.
It'll get worse as you get older. There you go. Well, we wish you the best of luck in everything in your future. And it sounds like you are on the right path for sure. Lots of successful things that'll happen for the both of you, I'm absolutely positive. And I jokingly said come back to Hampton earlier, but truly come back to Hampton, because this is a great city and we need great people like you all to be those mentors and that influence here. So congratulations, and we can't wait to see you on stage in just a short amount of time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on HCS Connects. In the meantime, stay connected with us. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Jump over to our website or even our YouTube channel. Thanks and have a great day.